kind of what's it called? Uh, can I call it a lecture? This is the first time I'm teaching someone on test analytics, so I'm a bit nervous in terms of how this will be received and so on and so forth. But I'm sure it will get better. If I don't do well this time around, when next we announce another webinar, please come around. You see that I would have improved better. So um, my name is okay. So this is a nice demo for you guys, just in case if you want to have an idea of what data looks like when it's being, visualized. I enjoyed it. I actually intentionally put it there just for me to, just for all of us to enjoy the view and calm down a little bit. Thanks to our sponsor, PyCharge. Yeah, PyCharge.com. If you want charging cable, charging accessories, and so on and so forth, you can go there and get your own charging accessories. The good side of it is that you get 13 months warranty on it. Even if you buy one and if anything happens to it, you can always return it and get a new one. Now, uh, another one. We do data analysis training for people. It takes 6 weeks. Depending on your location, you can pay in USD, Canadian dollars, or in pounds. The next cohort starts on the 25th of November, and it's for 6 weeks. We'll teach you exactly what you need to get into a data analyst role. We won't bother you too much on things you will not need immediately, but we'll tell you what you need immediately so that you can get into the job and grow as you get more experience. So if you are interested, please go to exovat.com/training. It's there. I think this next cohort is the last cohort for the year, and probably you may have to wait till February before the new cohort starts again because we also need to rest and take some time. So, about me, my name is Victor. I'm a data analyst. My background, I'm a trained engineer. Unfortunately, I didn't really practice. I did data science, and let me tell you the truth, I have not done more. I have not done much of data science stuff. I've done more data analysis stuff than being a data scientist, and I have also done more works within the project management space or product management space at large. In terms of my day-to-day life, I consult for firms, both public and private sector, and that's a very high level introduction of myself. So tonight, what's the time? It's 6:09. So let me take a sip so that by 6:10, I'll get started on this. And trust me, this is just about 30 something page slide. I'll use about a minute per slide. So by 35, 40, we should be done. I'm looking forward to us finishing by 45 and let's say worst case scenario questions and answer. We will should be done before uh we should be done before 7. All right. Test analytics, honestly speaking, is basically um a way for you to it's basically just an act of you trying to make sense of text data. We are all familiar with numbers. When you work as a data analyst, they tell you how much they come around to ask you how much sales did we make last year, was the year on year or week by week sales like, and so on and so forth. When COVID-19 happened, everybody knows the number of people that had COVID-19 cases in their area. You see those charts and so on and so forth. But many a times we don't really think about the text data as such. Even our voice data is converted into text and it can be analyzed. And the essence of text analytics is for you to be able to make sense out of text data. When you work as a as a data analyst, your job is actually to help business make sense out of the kind of data they've given to you. So when you're given text data, what will you do with it? How will you analyze it? What kind of sense can you make out of it? And tonight we are going to kind of do a bit of we will kind of we will explore a couple of things that some of them are very conventional. Some of them well, I can call it unconventional. Like you will be shocked the how much of your text data is being used compared to the numbers data and so on and so forth. But yeah, we'll get into that space. So when text analytics is done, to be honest, it can be done manually, it can be done automatically, but when you're dealing with large data set, you cannot do it manually, definitely. And machine learning definitely changed the landscape of things for us, and it's making things better day by day. Next slide. Hmm. So, to be honest, this definition, I just looked for one online and I realized, and I picked this up. This was probably, I missed it when I was putting, but anyways, text mining, it can also be referred to as text analytics, and is an artificial intelligence technology that uses natural language processing to transform free, unstructured text in documents and database into normalized, structured, suitable for analysis kind of data. And you can actually when people write stuff on Twitter, they can write all kinds of abbreviations and so on and so forth. All those kind of data sets, there is a way you need to there's a way you process it and turn it into something that is normalized that the computer can read and understand. Eventually you probably just turn them into numbers. So when people are writing comments on your stuff, so imagine you are a data analyst and you are working for a supermarket, or you are working for Amazon, or you have a store on Amazon, and people are leaving a lot of reviews, 5 million reviews, and you really really want to know what exactly those reviews mean. What does it mean to your business? What exactly are you supposed to change to improve sales or to improve the way you do your project? The only way for you to do it is to run some kind of test analysis and turn that data into something that is useful for the business. And a lot of customers, angry customers, will write all kinds of flaw. They write FU, they write all kinds of stuff, and you just feel like, how am I going to interpret this? So yeah, text mining, text analytics is a big field, and it can be complicated sometimes. But thanks to machine learning and, let's say, okay, some people call it AI, whatever name, but thanks to technology for making it easier for us to do. Just like I've explained, how do you move? I know most of us are very familiar with moving from these kind of like tables with numbers into charts like this. But how can you move from this kind of text, the newspaper, into chart like this? If you want to know how many times, let's say Paris Hilton shows up in this document, can you know? You've got this large set of documents. How can you summarize it? I want to be able to read everything in 2 minutes. And that's actually that I mean, for something to be able to summarize stuff for you, it actually requires natural language processing, and those are things that machine learning can do for you. And is strictly natural language, is strictly text analytics in itself. I'm sure most of us have interacted very well with ChatGPT in the last few days, or in the last few months or year. Is it up to a year? I can't remember, but when you've used ChatGPT before, definitely it's actually what sits behind it is just natural language processing, and it's we can also call it text analytics. But yes, it's just text mining. We'll dive into the details of how it works, what exactly runs behind the scene, and it will make sense to all of us at the end of this webinar. A very good example, as I've said, where when people use test analytics, they use it to kind of analyze customer feedback. They use it to try to understand what exactly a document is all about. If you have like 500 pages document to read, and you have got short time to kind of read it, and you want to really understand it within a short period of time. If you've got something where you can just trunk all the data in and it will just tell you what the document is all about, I mean, it will make your life easy to save your time. If it will save you time. There's also a part of it where they do more of behavioral analysis, sentiment analysis. I'm sure you guys have heard about Cambridge Analytics that was became very popular with the whole US election thing. Yeah, we'll talk about that too today. So get your popcorn and your glass of water ready, and let's dive into it. So when dealing with customer feedback, you see this much feedback. How do you know which one is good? How do you know which one is bad? How do you know which one is very relevant for your business? Or how do you know which one that is giving you warning? And if it's a lot, you probably lose track of it. And that's why data analysts are very, very crucial for businesses, and you realize that you can work in any space, even where they don't have much data, text, number data that they are dealing with, even if it's just text. And if you're a data analyst, I will recommend to you to get familiar within this space, because recently you probably heard in the news that Microsoft introduced Python into Excel. Now Microsoft is introducing some very powerful tools into other most of the analytics tool we are using, like Power BI has got Copilot and so on and so forth. So you don't want to be left. You don't want to be out of touch with trends and changes that is happening within this space. So that when you are going for your next interview, if they talk about text analytics, you will be able to say, yes, I have an idea of what's going on in that space. I know where the button is, and I can just click A, B, C, D, and it will make that happen. Talking about summarizing large chunk of data, I think this is what I've just told you guys before. How will you summarize this? And we'll go there. So now, talking about sentiment analysis and what happened with Cambridge Analytics. I know you guys had the story back then. So one thing that happened was during the whole or before the election, uh, a company had access to data from Facebook and a couple of social media companies. And what they were able to do was they crawled everything that everybody's posting and comments and etc. You can up till today you can still crawl people's data. This morning I was looking at 5 million tweets that people had posted that was available for analysis from somewhere. I just downloaded it. It's less than 100 megabytes, so you can easily get those things. Some people crawl it. You can build a crawler and you can get paid for crawling, data online. So yes, anything you post online, people crawl it. And when they did some kind of analysis on the top of it, they were able to kind of come up with some kind of conclusions to say something very similar to this. To say, everybody that likes Nike would like to eat Cadbury chocolate milk, Cadbury chocolate. They also were able to come to conclusions like anybody that likes Nike hates immigrant, something like that. So them studying the pattern of they're studying the pattern of comments that people are posting online and the kind of sentiment they exhibit at that point in time. They were able to say, okay, these are the people that would like to vote for, let's say, Hillary Clinton, and these are the people that would like to vote for Donald Trump. Then they now use proper social media ad targeting based on those behaviors to say, let's give this group of people the kind of advert or things they would like to hear that will convince them to change their position for this candidate. And that was what happened with the whole Cambridge Analytics thing. So whenever we go online, we leave trails, we leave all kinds of footprints online that can be crawled to, that can be used to model us and actually divine our behavior. They can also use it to target you and kind of sell things that you unconsciously not even want to buy naturally to you, just because they've got that data. So doing text analytics is extremely powerful, and I will still show you. We'll still talk about some other cases of how it's being used. So it's used strictly for it's used mostly for targeting. When they do some kind of when they run sentiment analysis on you, they can target you for a specific kind of advert. They can target you for a specific kind of they can actually just class you and group you somewhere just in case whenever they have something out there. And even if you have an online store, if you are a data analyst that is working for an e-commerce website, when they are running adverts, there are parts of Facebook that will tell you that you will have to define the kind of users that you want to target. Is it people that likes comic books? Is it people that like so and so? So Facebook in itself classes and categorizes you based on the kind of data you are putting out there, and they use those things to kind of target you with kind of how that to get. But anyways, that's just it. So it's interesting as you go, and we will definitely walk through the process um that is followed whenever you are doing text analytics. More examples I've told you about ChatGPT. Right now, Google, Microsoft, and so on and so forth are also coming into that space, and the competition is really, really like big. I think Elon Musk announced his own. I think was it this week or last week? So there are more opportunities within the space as new players are coming into the space, and you can also see if you've used Grammarly, Quillbot before, and so on and so forth to do text corrections and so on and so forth. Those ones can predict what your next text is going to be, or they can actually look at your sentence and say this is wrong because they've been trained, they've got models that are trained to see how specific words are being written. So if you're writing yours differently, it will make suggestions to you. Would you mind to change yours to this? And if you accept it, then based on the number of people that accept that answer, then they probably use that to also improve their own model. But we don't want to dive into that and so on and so forth tonight. So why is text analytics important? I think the biggest out of all of them for me is business decisions. And I'll show you in a couple of minutes. One of them is probably in our next slide, not a couple of minutes, just yeah, it's in a minute or so. Business decisions. You can imagine somebody that posts an Amazon comment here to say this is a non-authentic book. Stitches of the books are loose and low quality. If you've got businesses like that, I mean, if you've got a business and people are dropping comments like this on your website, either star, low star, high star, or whatever, you still need to understand the sentiment behind it, because at the end of everything, maybe somebody just decide to come and put some, random comments on your website. How will you be able to kind of figure out which one is actually real, which one is fake, which one should you pay more attention to, what should you improve just for you to get better results, or each time each time people are commenting. So most businesses try to pay attention to their customers so that when they are able to listen to them, they can make better, they can serve them better, and they can get more money off them. That's just basically it. On the other hand, when you look at summarization, or let's say when you're trying to know about the aboutness of specific set of let's say a pile of document, you need to know what it means within a short period. It saves you a lot of time. You don't have to read through millions of text, or you don't want to read through 500 pages of reviews before you can understand what exactly is the problem with your website or with the product you are dealing with. You can just do it under 1 to 3 click and you're done. Other ones include national security, and that one is very important. I will show you how that has been applicable in the next slide, and it's making our life easy. We can even look at national security. It's been said that most people that committed suicide in the last couple of years, a good number of them do leave trails online. They give clue online, and you can see this one. The screenshot I posted here. I'm not sure what happened to this person. I just decided to just Google something very similar that gave me this tweet. But this person posted something out there as if they were just about to commit suicide. So law enforcement actually do legally crawl social media and analyze that data just in case somebody is doing or trying to do something stupid. So they monitor whatever is going on out there just to make sure just to keep the society safe. Unfortunately, the speed at which you can crawl some of the social media website varies. On Twitter, I don't know what the new policy is with under Elon Musk. But each and every one of them, there's a kind of policy that you need to follow when you need to crawl them. So they allow you to crawl those websites. Now, in terms of business decisions, I'm not sure if anybody remembers this tweet from Donald Trump. What happened was that after this tweet, the shares of Boeing actually tanked. A lot of people dumped Boeing for that period. So when people go online, people with strong what's it called, followership like this, they can come around and just drop stuff online, and it will affect your business. So there are businesses that are also interested in what people are tweeting online, such that if big people with high influence like this should tweet something, before the market react, they can always take a proper position to protect their own business, either to sell or to buy. So people within the banking space also really, really rely on analysts to help them, analyze what people are posting on Twitter. So I am telling you this so that when you think, oh, I'm just a business, or I'm just a data analyst, I cannot get work anywhere. You can work anywhere. You can find job in security positions, doing text analytics every day, just to help them analyze text and protect the market or protect the business or protect the society, and so on and so on and so forth. It's even been said that in most cases, before a news makes it to mainstream media, somebody would have tweeted about it 2 hours before the mainstream media catches it. For example, the death of Osama bin Laden, somebody actually tweeted it about 2 hours before mainstream media catches it. So that happens all the time. And that's why a lot of people are very interested in social media data or in text data that is out there. Yes, there could be other problems they encounter like semantics and etc. and so on and so forth. But as technology improves and we are all getting, better with everything we do social media wise within the technology space, uh, it's becoming easier. So I will encourage you, if you're a data person, please try as much as possible to have an idea of what happens within the text space. And if you're new to data analytics, I'll recommend you to get started somewhere. And when you've learned the basics, I mean, you can always jump into text analytics and add it to one of the key tools that you have that can make you more employable and, do something beautiful or something you enjoy doing. Richard Branson said business opportunities are like buses. There's always another one coming, but it may take some time. So you may wait about 45 to 30 minutes before you get another one. But don't wait. I'll tell you, don't wait. Because within the data space, things are moving very fast. Uh, just get in wherever you can and just make sure that you are learning, because there will be a lot of opportunities within this space. We may think like, oh yeah, this is the peak of it. No, I don't think we are at the peak of it. We are just starting, and yeah. So the more you are able to equip yourself, the more you're able to put new stuff that comes around on. I mean, you top up your knowledge. If you hear anybody talk about natural language processing, in most cases, we hear NLP, NLP. I'm not talking about those that goes for early morning prayers. It's natural language processing. It's divided into two. You've got natural language understanding and you've got natural language generation. I would say, sorry, let me mute this so that I wouldn't get distracted. So you've got natural language processing and natural language understanding. Honestly, it's just as straightforward as you've read it. Natural language understanding is just a way for the machine to be able to understand whatever text we are chunking into it, whereas the natural language generation is more of the predictive side of things, where what's it called? An algorithm can look at what you've typed and say and predict what you are kind of going to type next, something like that. So, but in all, the large name for it is natural language processing, depending on what you're trying to do with it. How is text analytics done? Um, I've said this before. Data cleansing, you cannot run away from it. As a data analyst, you will have to do data cleansing. There's no shortcut to it. It's been said that for most data person spends about 70% of their time cleaning data. So when data comes to you, it will not come in a clean shape. It will not come in a clean whatever. The ones I'm going to run tonight, they've been cleaned. So when you are trying to deal with your own data, please don't expect it to be as clean and smooth as my own. My own, I have worked on it to make it worthwhile for you so that the time we are going to spend here tonight, I will not be using it to clean data. So please don't be fooled by clean data. It doesn't come clean. Aha. The next thing you do is tokenization. I'll tell you what it means. You remove stop words, you do stemming on lemmatization, whatever you want to do with that. And after that, then you can now go ahead and do your actual analysis. Your actual analysis could be maybe you doing word frequency count, or you want to do sentiment analysis, or you want to do whatever. But I will show you what exactly each and every one of these things mean and how how we are going to break it down to make it easy for the machine to understand the text we are pushing into it as data. So I've said this, you will spend, this one says 60%, I say 70%. But yeah, you will spend most of your time cleaning and refining your data, and the rest of it, the actual analysis you are going to do will be less times. So tokenization is actually a process of breaking down large text or large blocks of text into smaller chunks, such as paragraph and so on and so forth. I created an example here where we say this city is beautiful. You will do tokenization by, separating them and treating each word within the text, within the sentence, or what large chunk of text or text data you have, treating them as an individual. When this is done, the next stage is you removing stop words. So stop words are words that we, mostly they are part of speech, but to be honest, everything within a sentence is a part of speech. But the common ones that occurs naturally in a language, we take those ones off. So for example, it could be like well, you're using the same example, the city is beautiful. You can decide to take away the th there and is, and what will be left will be city beautiful. And if you look at it, if imagine the city is beautiful is a large chunk of text, and you need a software to give you a summary of what the text is all about. It only says city beautiful. It actually makes sense. Am I lying? Yes. No, I'm not the one that created this whole thing. It's like this is from a large chunk of what's it called? Research work that people have done over the years. And that's how they've been able to come up with this all this method. So it's not something from my head. It's research that people have done. So let's be grateful to those computer scientists and all the linguists that worked on this whole thing. So then the next one is you doing the stemming. So stemming is basically you taking words back into its lowest root, let's say the root form. And maybe then lemmatization is you just removing like what's it called? Inflection ending. For example, in the case of stemming, if you have computer, computing, computation, com anything compute, the root for compute, whatever for computation will be compute there. And in this case, you take off every other thing, you just delete them, then what will be left will be automate. So, and if you have transportation or transported or transporting, the root for it will be transport. So, and so on and so forth, that will be done to all the text. By the time you you do your tokenization and you remove stop word and you do stemming or lemmatization, depending on the kind of algorithm you want to use, in the end, what you will have left will be a very small chunk of words because it will just be words that are repeated many a times, and you can actually use that to have an idea of what the text is all about. Within the Python space, there are so many libraries that you can use to do this, and anybody that's a Python person can go ahead and go look up each of this library and see what they can create with it. And there are so many open, what's it called out there, tutorials on how to use Spacey or use NLTK and so on and so forth. And Yeah, and you can just practice with it. Um, so now you know that from what I've analyzed or what I've explained to you, you can take this text that you've got in this newspaper, and you can run through all the steps that I've given to you. And by the time you're done with the stemming or elementization, you can decide you can end up with a table like this at the back, where you have these words and you have the root version of it, and you can actually count the frequency of the amount. Okay, how many times do we have compute? How many times do we have automate? How many times do we have 500? That we have knowledge, stuffs like that. And you can turn this table into this kind of chart, and or you can decide to go into creating a word cloud here. So let's say, for example, we've got a store review, and the keyword that comes up to say is bad packaging. You just got like a bad packaging, or let's say packaging is the biggest, and the next word is bad. Then we know that, hey, we need to improve on our packaging. You know, all this kind of stuff. And basically, that's you just doing all kinds of visualization. And if you want to do sentiment analysis, that could be something else that you want to do, and I'll show you how that works in the next slide. So with sentiment analysis, honestly, is just a process of you trying to analyze text to determine the emotional tone or the message, if it's positive, negative, or neutral. Companies today, they use large volume of data like email, chats, social media comments, I mentioned that before, and reviews for them to be able to determine or use for them to determine what kind of sentiment the customer is having at that point in time, and they can know how to deal with it from a business standpoint. So, um, something like this could be, okay, a fragrance, lavender, rose, and lemon. And you get when the reviews are here, and they've kind of categorized it into positive, neutral, and negative, and that's you just doing sentiment analysis. So there are also libraries that you can actually use to do sentiment analysis when you're using Python and etc. uh so like I said before, now it used to be more of a data scientist building models. They are the ones that are creating all kinds of stuff, doing natural language processing, machine learning, and etc. If you see a job description where you see data analyst, you tend not to see much of machine learning and model building there. Trust me, these days everything is kind of coming close to each other. And if you see what's it called? The three circle, I forgot the name for this chart. I forgot it. Anyways, where you've got the data engineer, the data analyst, and the data scientist, the three of them, their jobs are kind of very interwoven. A data analyst can definitely do what a data scientist is doing, and the two of them can do what the data engineer is doing. It depends on the capacity of each and every one of them, and that's why every data person is unique. So with the markets slowing down with the jobs and etc., I think this is the best time for people to get their hands dirty and try to up their knowledge and increase or kind of add more to the opportunities by learning new stuff within the data space. If you are new to the data space, you there I would not lie to you, your job will kind of need a bit of data knowledge, data literacy as you go. So I will recommend that people should start getting their hands dirty. It's coming to data analysis too. Whatever they are doing in oh, somebody is drawing on my screen. Whatever is happening within the data scientist space is also coming into how can you stop. Okay, whatever is happening within the data science space is coming into data analysis space. And how can you get started? Don't be scared. Start from somewhere. If it's data analysis that you want to learn, start from there. Get used to dealing with data, get used to cleaning data, get used to doing visualization. And as you grow from there, you can start growing into text analytics, you can start growing into machine learning, you can start going into big data and doing all kinds of data engineering and so on and so forth. So my recommendation is start from somewhere. You don't need to learn everything at once because that's the mistake most people are making. They want to learn everything in one day. You want to learn data analysis, you want to do data science and everything. By the time you are done, you'll be tired, you'll be overwhelmed. So I would recommend that you learn one thing at a time. Now, just like I said, you see Power BI, just like Excel started having Python features recently. Power BI also had Copilot, where you can just say what's it called? You can just say to in Power BI, like in a chat space, to say how many sales did Shop 22 make in 2013, and it will generate the code for you automatically. And and that's Copilot, and that's strictly natural language processing because it takes something for the machine to understand the natural text or whatever that you've typed to it and turn it into a code for you. That's it. So let me go and show you how to do sentiment analysis and word frequency count in Power BI. Unfortunately for me tonight, my Power BI stuff is messing up, so I will be using another person's computer. I will take over their screen and we'll run it from here. So I will stop sharing. Kunle, you can share your screen and let me take over from here.
Okay, do you want to take
Yeah.
a 5 minute break so you check the background, check message in the group?
What did you say?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
no,
got that. That's fine. We'll just do the movie. What's it called?
I'm saying
Yeah.
the 5 minute, 3 minute break, check message in the group, drop some
Okay. So what I'll do is that's fine. Let me ask questions first before I do the demo. So is anybody having any question? Then I'll do the demo for you and show you how. Um. Oh, Venn diagram. Yes, thank you. Somebody reminded me of Venn diagram. So let's use this period. So I will take 1 minute to do the setup. Kunle, is your computer ready? Just share your screen and let me take over. So I'll stop sharing. You share now. Pope, can Kunle share?
Yeah, just trying to select what and what.
So basically what I'm planning to make us do tonight is basically we will be doing some kind of text analytics on what's it called? On movie review data from IMDb. So what I need you to do for me is just help me load the right data set onto it. You can move your download folder into another screen so that we will not see your private file. So is it Amazon? Okay, it's Amazon we're doing. Okay, that's fine.
I will load all the data, so we can.
Okay, you should transform, not load. But
I
anyway,
want to load everything first. I'll go back to that.
just make sure it's not going to take much of our time.
Yeah.
I think Amazon alone is enough. You don't have to stress yourself with,
It's very heavy data set.
yeah, so it's too, yeah. Well, I thought you said Amazon is not useful. Can you just probably cancel that and just load the Twitter data set, please? I don't want us to wait dealing with technical issues here. Cancel it, please.
Okay.
Thank you. That's too heavy. Oh man. Demo. Sorry, for some random reasons, I don't know. Microsoft just decided to. Can you close it and restart then?
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Let me share my screen and run you guys through the remaining what's it called? The remaining slides while he's doing his own. Uh, where, where can we? Okay, I'll stop your sharing, fix your stuff. I'll share my screen, so I'll just do the remaining slide for you guys. So that, and I want you all to yeah, so in conclusion, AI will not take your job, but those that learn how to use AI will take it. So my biggest appeal to you tonight is learn how to use artificial intelligence, machine learning, or whatever name you want to call it. Learn how to use it. Learn how it applies to your job. Learn how it is going to be useful or make your position better. For us at Exovat, we are running 6 weeks training in November. By the time you are done, you will be ready for job. At least I'm not sure in January. January is when there will be a lot of hiring because it's a new year. A lot of new year budgeting is going on. You can be, I mean, if you put enough effort into it, I can say you can be lucky to get job by week 3. We've seen that happen very well. After this batch, nothing will happen again probably until February. So the best time to do it is now. And tonight, if you are interested, we will give you a 15% discount code to register and pay before weekend. If you're able to register and pay before weekend, we will give you 15% discount. Just use you can use the code text analytics. But after the weekend, the full fee comes back to effect. So I would recommend that you take advantage of the opportunity that we have tonight. This is not a sales pitch. I just feel like I should let you know that that opportunity is there. Is anybody having any question? If you want to sign up, just sign up on exovat.com/training. The next cohort start November 25. If you have questions, please throw them at me while we do this demonstration. Kunle, is your computer ready? Hello, Kunle. Can you all hear me, or am I in the matrix?
Sorry, I was mute. I just unmute myself now.
So is your computer ready?
Yeah, just a moment. I want to import data.
Just import Twitter data only is the smallest. Don't waste time trying to do the rest, please.
Okay.
So can you share your screen and I take control? I don't know what happened to Microsoft tonight. Microsoft just chose to I was able to load my own data, but the way it works is this. Your data kind of get uploaded into Microsoft server. So take it, are you at the transform data already? Or where are you? Because I can't see anything. Okay, I'm requesting control. Please accept my. Okay, just leave it. Can I go ahead?
Yeah, sure.
All right, thank you.
Transfer.
So, assuming, so what I'm doing here basically is, can you help me drag the Power Query space back to this screen so I can see it? I cannot see it yet.
You are not seeing the Power Query screen?
Yeah, bring it back to the other screen. Move it up. Yeah, it's coming. Okay, now you can leave it. I will do the rest.
Okay.
It's not there. Oh. It's gone. Can you please bring it up? So basically what I'm doing here is we've got about 5 million tweets that are crawled today, but for the sake of this webinar, we decided to reduce the size so that it will not take a long time to load or process. So a small part of it is what we are loading here, and I will be analyzing it, and you guys probably your tweet will be there. But they've kind of anonymized it, so you won't see the names of the people that have posted the tweet. But I can show you what is common, what is the sentiment of those people as they are tweeting. Can you please bring it up? I can't see the Power Query this thing, please.
What are you seeing from your end, please?
I am only seeing the beer Power BI stuff.
Is this what
You are
you're
no. Are you sharing screen or you're sharing a specific tab? If you're sharing a tab, I will not see any other thing. So you probably need to reshare your screen, please.
I'm sharing the whole screen. Okay, I'm sharing Power BI alone.
Yeah, so that's the reason why I cannot see it.
Okay, yeah.
So stop sharing and reshare, please.
This way?
No, you have to stop sharing and reshare.
Okay.
People, it's Microsoft playing on us tonight for some random reasons. I don't know why. And it's a last minute
I
thing.
think I stopped sharing already, but
Now you can start sharing. So can you bring it back up?
the whole screen. Share.
Yeah, do entire screen, please.
Can you see my screen now?
I can see your screen, but I can still just see Power BI. Can you
So
bring the Power Query up? Okay, thank you. Yeah. So let's assume, okay, so this Twitter, oh, I'm here to take control. Where is it? Request remote control. Okay, so as you all can see that this Twitter, what's it called? Just wait. Just leave it. Um, as you can see that this tweet is actually not cleaned, but what I'm trying to do tonight is I'm not here to do the cleaning because this data is we've got like a kind of referencing in between them, but it's still not bad. These are all the usernames and these are the tweets they posted. If is this the entire data or just a part of it?
I reduced it to 100 rows.
Okay, but it's still loading. Okay, that's fine. So it's done. So now let's assume I'm trying to do text analytics on this within Power BI. Naturally, if you have to do this as a data scientist, you have to hard code this using some Python library and use Jupyter Notebook and so on and so forth, or Colab or from Google to do it. But Microsoft just brought they took the feature and brought it into Power BI. You can just select this set of tweets and say test analytics. And the moment you do that, so you've got other options too. You can do image analysis too. You've got machine learning features and etc. They are bringing into Power BI now. So all you need to do here is, let's say we want to count what is the frequency of the word. You can also, so within text analytics within Power BI, you can detect what language the text you are trying to analyze is. You can extract key phrases and you can do sentiment analysis. But before doing sentiment analysis, I want to pull out all the key phrases from this tweet. And I can decide to use, okay, so I can decide to use, just do this key phrases and see what is the most popular or the common word that people were saying. The stuff disappeared. I'm waiting for the screen to come up again. Thank you. So the moment it's done, now it extracted key phrases in different shapes or forms. So we've got some of them. We've got some of them that are like two or three what's it called? Two or three words. Then it did another one that actually gave us a singular phrase like based on the score. So we can decide to just take this forward and just go and do frequency analysis and just go and do some kind of word count there and say how many times did spring break show up and etc. We'll do that in the before we go. But before we go, let me go and do another thing. Let me do the sentiment analysis so that we'll leave this place and we just go and start plotting chart immediately we're done. If you're seeing Power BI for the first time, it's actually just like Excel on steroids. So though it's getting more complicated now with Excel becoming more whatever. So if you don't know Excel, I think you should start learning Excel now. It's probably the most useful tool you will ever learn. So you can do sentiment analysis here. I'm picking the tweet and we can decide to go ahead and do okay. This I have done within 2 seconds would take a data scientist probably between 10 and 30 minutes to do because they will have to write the code, the thing will break and so on and so forth. And but Microsoft is making it easy. And you cannot just come around and do it if you don't have the background knowledge. So it's very necessary for you to kind of understand what happens behind the scene. Just like I've told you guys, you see, it's kind of is you can notice that like words like he is update is upset that he can't update his Facebook by texting blah 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 blah, and by the way you can see that all the stop words are removed here. Did you notice that? And the popular or the most important word you have here is blah. Probably that's the common text that is that is popular there. And this is the score for the sentiment. So it depends on what you guys have agreed on. You can decide to say anything between 0 and 3 is a positive, anything between 3 and 5 is a negative, and anything between 5 and 10 is a whatever is neutral. You can decide to do that. And plot a graph around it. And I will show you how that will kind of come out here when I'm done loading this data. I mean that's me just done with my analysis. So if you're a data analyst and you are going for an interview and they're asking you about text, see, you may get a job in a e-commerce store and they're asking you. So we have a lot of customer feedback. How do you think we can make use of that? See, this is something that happened to me very recently. We've got data at work, my current work, and we were trying to validate that data by interviewing people. And the kind of interview we want to do, we will have to kind of make them give us long comments. So they were like, how can we analyze this long comment? I'm like, yes, we can use text analytics to be able to do X, Y, Z. I'm like, oh yeah. So if you don't know it, if you don't know that it exists, you will not be able to make such recommendation. So, and that's why you need to be on top of your game when it comes to being in shape or in form and with the trends and with the trend of things. So now this is my this is my interface. Everything is ready now. I want to start creating plots and start helping the business make sense of whatsoever they are doing. Let me see. It's coming. Okay, I'll just go and do this is the key phrases, right? So these are the phrases. I want to see which word is more popular. And if the data is heavy, can take a while. So now it's loading. These are the words that are popular. But I don't want it to just be there for the sake of being there. I want to see how many of them are there. So I'll say count. Okay, so I want to plot it against itself. Give me a graph. So most of the words we're having here, most of them are actually showing in so the most popular word that we have here is day. So imagine if this is a tweet, or sorry, if this is a customer review and day is something that we need to fix. You just realize that's what we need to do. If I want to create a walled cloud, I can decide to come here and just do get more visuals and do, is the word cloud thing there? Let me see, it's not there. Let me just search for it. Yeah, so adding this, I can decide to do word cloud and say, and you can see, just like I said, see, just like what I've done here on the other side, you can easily see the popular words with people talking about they, sad, whatever. You can also adjust this to for this to be a bit you can adjust the level of analysis you want the whole thing to do. Do you want it to reduce it to a single word level, or you want it to reduce it to like 2 or 3 words level, kind of, and that's it. So this is just a kind of a short demo of how you can do text analysis within Power BI. Is there anybody having question? We've exhausted our 1 hour. Anybody who is having questions? And please do not forget to go and sign up for what's it called, for the training on exovat.com/training. The next cohort starts on the 25th. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask us now, and you can type in the text. We will try as much as possible to run for the webinar. One of the webinar that we have in mind to show you to do for you guys is a proper machine learning webinar. We'll try as much as possible to condense that if that level of information into a 1 or 2 hour webinar where you will see how machine learning actually really works. How do Google classify spams when you send an email through and say, okay, this message is a spam, this one is a real email? Or how can you predict the next election? How can you predict um the next football match between Chelsea and Barcelona or something like that, So just look out for that webinar. But if you really want to be able to do this by yourself, feel free to go and register on exovat.com/training for you to be able to attend the next cohort. Somebody raised their hand for question. Please, can you unmute your mic and say what you have, what you want to say.
Hello,
Hello,
good evening.
good
Yes,
evening.
thank you, sir, for the lecture. So I wanted to ask if the word cloud feature is a free feature on Power BI. I did not really, I was trying to see if that
So for you to be able to
is.
do text analytics on Power BI, you need to be a premium user, not a pro. Not even pro. I'm sure with time they will still bring it down to pro level, or probably put it in the free space, because what happens technically is that your data gets uploaded into the cloud and everything comes down back uh analyzed. So in many cases, if any organization wants you to be able to analyze their data for them, they will allow that feature for you to be able to upload, for you to be able to use it. But if you are doing it on your personal computer, you can decide to buy a premium license. I think it's about $16 or $20 per month. You can just use it and just play with it, at least just for you to have an idea of how it works, so that um you don't want to go to work and be blabbing to say, oh, I know how it works, but you've never played with it before. It's just $20. Do you do you understand? You can do 1 month free trial and unsubscribe afterwards. At least just know how it works. Have an idea. Any other question? And did I answer your question, sir? Sorry.
Someone is asking if we do
Yes,
Power
sir,
BI
thank you.
alone.
You said?
Someone asked if we do Power BI alone.
Yes, we do Power BI training alone. There is a fee for that. We do a full package where it includes Power BI, SQL, and Excel as a package, and we do some other topics alongside with it. But yeah, if you want just Power BI alone, we can teach you Power BI alone. It's not a problem. If you go on exovat.com/training, there is a link. Sorry, there in the options you feel you can make a choice on what you want to which of them you want to do, either a full package or separate package. Somebody raised their hands again.
SO. Use SO.
No, it's me. Hi everyone. It's
Hi.
Avi. Hi, Avi. Would it be worth kind of like listing all of your available training and courses, the separate ones? Because you mentioned like 2 or 3 already. So would it be worth to kind of go through that
Uh,
before the end of this? I
yeah,
don't know. Or maybe you can signpost people to the appropriate, link that people can go and check. But it might be worth to kind of just, explain what what your offerings are.
thank
Thanks.
you. Thank you very much. Thank you. So what happens is the the full package is what we do for £550, 950 Canadian dollars, and 750 US dollars, depending on where you are or where you want to pay from. So we just made it very easy for you to be able to pay in your local currency. So if you decide to say, okay, I know Microsoft Excel, I don't need Power BI, whatever, it's still the same link that you need to go and use to what's it called? You need to go and fill the form. So when you fill the form, then you get to you get an invoice for the payment for the package you've chosen. But I think Pope, do we have the file with the breakdown of the fees for if you want to do separate whatever? But to be honest, the best deal you can get is for you to get the full package. Because sometimes some people actually believe they know Excel, then they realize like, oh, well, the kind of Excel I know is not enough for what I need to do. But yes, if you feel like I don't need the rest, I just want SQL only, we can teach SQL only. And if we can make that available, I mean, we can definitely do that for you. Did I answer the question, SO?
Maybe
Yes, you did.
I
Yes, you
can
did.
just
I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Yes, you did. That was yeah. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
yeah, hopefully I can.
So you can please do go to exovat.com/training. Any other questions? Did anybody raise up their hands again? I'm even trying to look for the flyer for the other one. Okay. If there are no questions, and if there are no further questions, please let us know how we will not end this call immediately, but please let us know how we've done. You can send direct messages to me, you can send directly to the chat, and what do you think we can do to improve this what's it called, this webinar, or what specific topic do you think you will like us to go and talk about next within this space, and we'll see what we can pull together for you.
I
Thank you
sent
very
the
much.
flyer if you can bring it up.
What did you say?
I sent the flyer directly to you.
Oh, okay, the one with the breakdown. Thank you. So feel free to type in the chat session if there is anything that you think we can improve on or we can get better at. Let me get this out. Oh, can you all see this? Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
if you choose to go for the full package, it's 550. If you say, okay, I don't want whatever, and I just want Excel only, it's £200. If you choose to do Power BI only, it's £300. And if you choose to do SQL only, we can go for £200. If you want the combination, you can do Excel and Power BI for 450, Power BI and SQL for 450, and you can do Excel and SQL for 400. So it all depends on you, but our full package is 550. So I hope that helps someone that is asking question. The ignore the dates here because this is like the previous flyer or the past flyer, but the website is the same, exovat.com/training. Our next cohort starts on the 25th of November, and it's 6 p.m. every Saturday for 6 weeks. And that is also comfortable for people that are in across the Atlantic, Canada, US. They are all able to join at their own time. So feel free to ask questions, and I think we'll leave this on for the next 4 minutes. So by 7:13, we can officially end the call. But if there are no any other questions, thank you very much for your time. We do appreciate your time today. Thank you. We are open to direct feedback. We are open to messages. If you want to send us an email, hello@exovat.com. If you want to send us direct feedback, send us direct feedback through the group, the WhatsApp group. You can send us direct message, or WhatsApp message through the number that you can see on the screen. And you can also You can also put it in the chat here and let us know what you think we can do better. Okay. Thank you very much for your time. We do appreciate your coming. In 3 minutes time, we will end the call officially. By the way, did anybody think differently about the way they post stuff on social media after this class, by the way?
Obviously,
You
yes.
can unmute your mic and let me know. So yeah, there's somebody crawling your data every day. I mean, you just have to, there is a bot that is on Twitter that crawls. I think they have to just wait for 5 minutes to crawl your data. And yes, voice data is being crawled too. I should just let you guys know. And yeah, well, it's mostly for business and security reasons. So if you're not saying anything that could trigger police showing up in your house, you shouldn't be worried. However, whatsoever you post out there can be used to sell market to you. So that is it. So we've got 2 minutes more. Thank you all for coming. I do appreciate it. We appreciate it. Please don't forget to tell your friends about our data analyst training. If you know anybody, especially in the UK, US, Canada, that wants to transition and become a data analyst, or they want to add data analysis skill to their skill set, please and please feel free to share the flyers with them. We will make the flyers available through all channels. Please, if you get the link through somebody, to ask them for the flyer, we will make it available to them. They'll send it to you. And we are very friendly. The 6 weeks, sometimes we go beyond it just to help people, and we give you the support you need up to the level where you get your job offer. So we don't just leave you, we stay with you, we walk with you through the whole task and assignment or everything you are given to you at work. There is a group for that where you can come around and script to say, oh, please help me. I'm struggling at work. Then people will say, okay, I've seen this before. This is how I did it. Okay, you can do it this way, and so on and so forth. So it's not just, it doesn't end at that 6 weeks. Trust me. It goes beyond the 6 week. And that's the kind of relationship we want to be able to build with you. We want to see you becoming successful. So 1 minute more. Thank you very much for your time. I do appreciate you. Please go ahead and do your registration for the training if you want to do it. It's exovat.com/training. If you have questions about test analytics or you are doing something, so if if you have questions about the test analytics space, please feel free to shoot them at me. So that is it. Is anybody having a private business and kind of worried about or curious about what their customers are saying based on the number of reviews they have? Yes. And I should also let you guys know, I think we'll start talking more about this now. We do consult. We consult for small businesses as a company. If you've got data you want us to help us look into it for you, we can do it for you at a fee. And if you think, oh, I don't have money, but I have data that I want your students to practice with, feel free to shoot them our way. We'll give it to them and we'll say, see, this data is a free the person just wants you guys to play with it, and whatsoever you can bring of it, we can go through an agreement. We've been doing that with a couple of organizations already, including public and private organizations. So do not forget, or do not stay very far away from us. We are looking forward to getting closer to you day by day. So thank you very much for your time, and have
Sorry.
a wonderful evening.
If
Did you have
the WhatsApp group, please join the WhatsApp group, as we'll be dropping a lot of information in that group, including job vacancies, please.
Yes, that is very important. Very, very important. All right. Thank you. It's 7:15 and we can officially call it a day. Thank you very much for your time and have a wonderful evening. God bless.